How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here, and we're on episode 10 of Season 3 for Jessica Jones, which is called Hero Pants. Hopefully this episode will not force Jessica to do something that she doesn't want to do in order to basically save Trisha's skin. Not that that matters after what Hogarth found in the last episode, so there's going to be that feeling of guilt that she had throughout the last episode. That's probably going to carry over into this episode because she already feels like shit that Costa has been let go, and now the evidence that she tampered with will have been tampered for nothing because her identity will probably be out there. So it's going to be interesting. It's also going to be interesting to see what's going to go on with that officer case as well, because the officer that was not really the most pleasant guy in Jess and Eric's eyes was murdered, and all eyes seem to be on Eric, but is there something more going on under our noses? We'll have to see. But yeah, with that said, let's get on with episode 10 of Jessica Jones Season 3. This is Hero Pants. Let's go.
Everybody's got a story. A beginning.
Middle and an end.
A middle.
Be a pretty...
An end.
Be a pretty poop story if they didn't have all those three elements. But...
Of course, there's... Is that a crime?
No.
Not much of an alibi either.
Okay,
Let's hear
just
him.
get off her case, will you?
Somebody beat Officer Nussbaumer to death. Your hands have been murder weapons before.
Just middle finger it.
Your powers include fast healing?
Not that fast.
You don't.
It's okay. I'll let her down one last time.
Hey, why don't you go get some air?
Well,
I'll
technically you
handle
would be anyways, if you get what I mean.
Well, she
I'm crude.
The senator. An outstanding choice.
We found a file in her office. She's a private investigator.
I said, you do feel.
Shit. We're just trying to fill in some gaps.
Oh,
in
for
her
God's
story.
sake, will you piss off?
You know him better than I do. I
thought I did.
take it you're not going to hand him over.
Just need to find
I
out.
mean,
what
how
happened.
long has it been
can
since
I do?
Jessica has known
Nothing about
Eric?
this.
Like,
Okay,
since day one?
keep me posted.
Because you might not know who they really are in a short amount of time.
Closest friends until I noticed bruising on Fiona's shoulders.
But Sarah
Oh.
doesn't have a record of domestic violence.
Fee didn't want him to go to jail, but I got her away from him, and Dimitri blames me for the breakup of his marriage. In fact, I used to take pride in.
Don't worry, sweetie. Fine. I'll look into
So
it.
he is
I have a forensic
a
accountant digging
really
into his records right now.
vulgar piece of shit.
I'm innocent. That's my alibi. Yours too.
Unfortunately, just saying you're innocent doesn't help.
Not a dent on him.
Look, Nussbaumer threatened you. If he came after you and
He
things
sensed
got
something
Not
ugly,
what
more,
happened.
I
didn't
would
he?
understand that. I'd be able to help you.
Evil prick, and the world is better off without him. And I promise you,
But there's a difference to that
I
mindset
didn't kill him.
and actually killing him.
I'm trying to believe you.
Ooh.
I'm not paying you Hogarth's numbers.
Oh, neither is she. I quit.
Got fired.
Both.
He quit before he got fired.
You should know, working for Hogarth, I did some things, the kind that change you. You know.
Oh, Malcolm.
If the new you is less of a sanctimonious asshole, then it'll be an upgrade.
Tell her that I plan to terminate my professional relationship with Gregory Salinger.
You plan to?
I regret having helped him.
Just give me the will.
Now
Trish
you've
will
started
receive
to
half
see
of
that
everything.
after what Jess said
The other
beforehand?
half shall go to the Dorothy.
And even she wanted to do something good before she checked out. You know you're dying. What are you doing?
Trying to
Exactly.
fix a mistake. Several, actually.
How is it that you make even that feel calculating?
Holy shit, tell her. Put her in the ground. Oof. A pretty pleasant way to go.
Yeah, that one caught my eye too.
Where's his badge?
Notably missing.
That's what they were searching here for.
If Eric has the badge, then...
Someone wanted to be a cop. Oh no.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Let me know if there's anything I can do.
Oh. That is a kick in the gut. Jessica's got a...
Everything that I did.
So why are you
Actions have
punishing me?
consequences.
Because I work with Jerry? Want to be her? Because I'm pressuring you to play in my arena?
You don't want to be
Making you
Hogarth.
into something you're not? Tell me what is...
Yes. Yes, that is why.
Oh. You took a big gulp of that medicine.
Makes you cruel.
Cruel to be kind. And if you're on the Jerry Hogarth bandwagon of malicious thought process, then cruel to be kind. Look, do you do anything but stalk Jessica?
This person.
No, the person who kisses on the lips, because the lips aren't there, mate. The other thing, though, Jess has gone through so much heartbreak with her mother, with Dorothy. Doesn't want Eric to be someone she wants to love that
This is about business.
cannot be
What
redeemed.
is this?
By hurting Dimitri the way you hurt Peter.
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Yep, this is
Deserves
a
this.
deal that's
You know
gonna go down well.
You still don't get it, do you? You never will.
Kith.
I like how she just brushed that aside as well. She doesn't want Kit to see a weakness.
The one they show you. And always that damn truth.
And I like the theme that we're going around here, that there's always two sides to every story. Which is true.
How's your poor sister holding up?
She's not.
Are you?
Jillian. She knows she needs a hug right now. Like, she could be all sass, but holy shit. I hope someone puts a nail in Salinger's head and rips his balls out, because he's just hurting my idol.
But I'm back.
We're back,
And I won't
bitches!
force any more blowjobs on you.
I was about to take a gulp out of that one, and that sounds wrong in context as well.
Yeah.
At least she's finding a stepping stone to redemption.
I mean, regular people aren't this good.
He's not regular.
No.
And regular people are
You
boring.
are a good guy, Malcolm. There's even leftover Indian.
Oh god, we're gonna have a kissing scene. Smooch it up. Come on. There we go. No, he's got a funeral to get to. Okay. Was this a picture of... I was gonna say, is this a picture of her, Trish, and Dorothy
I found it
together?
on my old camera. I shot it by accident the day that we went.
We're just here again with a warrant for your arrest.
Oh, for God's
They found a witness. Owner of a bodega on Nussbaumer's Beat. He saw you two go at it.
They're on their way here.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. Oh!
You know, a lot of you just lost the person who kept you motivated, and you might be tempted to give it all up.
This is all on her, isn't
but-
it? She did something to that officer.
But don't. Mom didn't want to hear about failure.
resonates so much to Trish's beliefs as a hero.
I've got this.
And she has been echoing that. And now that Dorothy's dead, she's utilizing her talents even if it means doing wrong.
I didn't goddamn do it!
Cover.
You're a bit...
You have the right to remain silent.
Fuck you all!
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
You're all a bunch of wannabes. Happy? Can you go to sleep happy now? Holy shit, Trish! She's smiling there as well. Like, was she having that, like... Because you couldn't see it, but it looked like she was smiling. Like I said, though, she's utilizing her talents, her powers, to the best of their ability. Like her mother. Even if it means doing wrong. Lo and behold. And now she's gotten Jess arrested. Well, not that she ideally wanted Jess to be arrested. Those officers were just chomping at the bit to get her put away, but this is going to be interesting. Right, so that was a pretty stellar episode for Jessica Jones, and I felt it was really moving, especially how it focused on Dorothy, and it really did help humanize, this episode did humanize her character, because whereas we have not been approving of her character, even Jess found glimmers of hope, despite the manipulative characteristics she presented to Trish in her early days. So I really thought this was a great episode in showcasing the emotional impact on how it had with Jess, especially that scene where she let it out, and it was really moving stuff. And you've also got to consider this is like, I think a year, the second time in a year that Jess has had to lose a mother figure. So, yeah, it really does suck for Jess as well as Trish. Like, Trish is going to feel it, feel a lot of that pain. But I would say that Jess feels just below equal, like just below that equal threshold that of pain that Trish is going through, because of my point previously. I say just below because Jess is not sugarcoating the bullshit. She knows that Dorothy was manipulative, but this, like I said, the point of this episode was highlighting that humanity in Dorothy, and how she did have that impact on a lot of people, like that kid who didn't know that Dorothy died, and we saw how heartbreaking it was for Trish, for Jess, should I say, to take the call. I really appreciated that so much. And I don't know why, but I feel like the direction of this episode was really superb, like compared to most of the episodes this season has on offer. Like the narration, I'm always a sucker for Jess's narration, but I really felt like it stood out so much in this episode for the better, and I really loved a lot of the dialogue that she presented, especially when she delved into trust, and the fear of finding something that you don't want to be true, but you fear it might come to fruition, especially with Eric. Yeah, I really appreciated that so much. As well as the spinning camera thing when Jess went to investigate Trish, I thought that was brilliantly done, because Jess thought it was all down to Eric, and then she saw the bruising on Trish's arm, and her worst fears came to fruition, but it wasn't to what Jess was thinking. And it does seemingly, well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't 100% indicate that Trish did kill Newsbauer, I think he's called. But it does at the end of the day. The bruising's there. What she did to that guy in the shipping area confirms it. So yeah, and it all stems from that darkness I said that Trish was going through, because it can manifest and it can create this demon. So yeah, I really, really did like the direction this episode did take in terms of showcasing that humanity. She made shitty choices, Dorothy did, but and choices I definitely do not condone whatsoever. But she was not a total monster to the point where she lacked that love for Trish, for example. She just showcased some difficult. She just demonstrated some difficult choices in some aspects, and then she was completely manipulative. But she never lacked that love at the end of the day, and she wanted to be kind of inspirational to people, as Trish put it in her in that eulogy. The one thing that Dorothy treasured so much was talent, and she did not want to see that go to waste. So it was really interesting to see the perspectives from the lives that she touched at the funeral. But yeah, like I said, she was still manipulative, but she still offered some humanity, like the chair that she gave to Jess. So yeah, but it was a really great episode where it focused on Dorothy and humanizing her character a bit, even though she has done some shitty choices. And it also had this mystery, which was pretty much obvious it was not going to be Eric. But I had a feeling it was going to be Trish, and lo and behold, it seems like Trish did kill Bauer. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I can't blame the cop. Like, I get it, though. I get why the cops were pretty difficult to Jess in this episode. It's just that Jess is already finding herself in a bit of a hole, and she doesn't need these pricks to make things even worse. So we're forced to hate on the cops, aren't we? But I get it, because she has no alibi. She the officer suffered superhuman punches. If we are to take the corpse now of the guy that Trish beat at the end, the officer suffered superhuman punches, and we saw that Jess had that file with Neusbauer's name on it, so there's that fixation. It's that stalker. So you can't blame the cops for being for pointing fingers at Jess. And they don't even have an idea on who Hellcat is yet, because Hogarth hasn't released that information to the public yet. But I'm sure she will do in time. She's just focusing on helping Kith at the minute, which we'll get to in a minute. And there's also that personal attachment as well, because one of the officers owed Neubauer, she was forever grateful to his actions, it seems. So yeah, but you just, like I said, you just don't want to see Jess compromised when she's got Salinger to take care of. And that's the thing, what I said in the last episode, Salinger has no involvement in this whatsoever, so it's a roadblock for Jess to try and avoid. And yeah, it didn't end too well, did it? So yikes. But I did like how Jess practically used Eric as an excuse to dig deeper, because trust is one of the hardest things to establish, and it sucks when that trust is broken. So Jess had to find out if he was really that involved, and bought the lousiest alibi ever, because he's like, I didn't do anything. Like, literally, that was his alibi. But Jess wanted to find that information, so she bought it, and she slept with him, and dug deeper when Eric was in dreamland. Yay. So yeah, but it looks like he wasn't involved, so huzzah, as I suspected. But yeah, I really liked how this episode painted a big deal about Dorothy and Jess's emotions and how hard it was for, like, well, not just how hard it was for Jess and Trish, obviously, but how impactful her life was. And I'm really loving how they're focusing on this emotion and not brushing it to aside, because we're seeing scenes that we never thought we would see of Jess, and it is really beautifully done as well, the way they are constructing this. So yeah, as well as it's spawning this dark chapter for Trish. So yeah, we've had a bit of Malcolm as well in this episode, where he broke up with Zaya, trying to be too much like Hogarth, and Malcolm continuing to step into that righteous zone. So good on him. Because at the end of the day, she was inspired by her cruelty, even though she's like done with Salinger. Apparently she's just done. Malcolm still has that bit of heart, and he was basically being lectured for having that bit of heart. And then enters someone who, Bree, who respects his goodness, and someone who wants to do better, because Bree has said, I'm gonna start to do better. I'm changing. I want to do good, because she was in a bit of a shitty compromise herself, and she was doing not unreputable things, and now she wants to try and do better. She wants to be more like Malcolm, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, not totally like him, but compared to Zaya, where she's still on team Hogarth and is not willing to see why Malcolm decided to walk away, Brianna is the light for Malcolm at this point. So yeah. Though, are we supposed to take that Malcolm just bailed on Dorothy's funeral so he could just bang Bree? But yeah, aside from that, it was a pretty decent episode where it focused, like I said, so much on humanizing Dorothy's character, and I thought it was really beautifully done. We had Hogarth and Kif trying to stop a person who was basically pals with Kif and Peter until the truth became ugly, and of course the abuser blamed someone else. Yeah. But yeah, it was a bit tad predictable that Kif would reconsider her answer to Hogarth, but still, it is really interesting to just see Hogarth try to do because she's done some bad things, but it's just so hard to hate Hogarth's character, not because of the ALS, but just her actions in general. And the reasoning why she's doing it, because she's ruthless. She will never waver to anyone. Her coldness is her advantage. So I really like that aspect about Hogarth. But yeah, it was a solid episode of Jessica Jones. I really appreciated this, and the focus on Dorothy's humanization and how impactful she was to the world, even though she's done really shitty things. Like I said, back in, I think it was episode 2, whereas she does focus on the fame and establishing Trish as a brand, which all goes back to that talent eulogy. She wants to make the most out of that talent. But whereas she was focused on that, I don't think there was I don't think there was no question about the fact that she did have some genuine care for Trish, but she just did some ugly choice. Not that I do condone it whatsoever. She just made some ugly choices in the past. But it's like Trish said, it's like Jess said to Hogarth, you're on a clock. Why am I getting people confused all of a sudden? Dorothy didn't know, but she was still trying to do some decency in this world. So yeah, but this was solid stuff. I liked this episode quite a bit. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!